Wish I could be with everyone tonight to celebrate the start of a brand new baseball season and recognize Coach Alexander for his lifelong commitment to Purdue University and Purdue baseball, most importantly.
Coach, this is a great moment. You got a lot of people here to talk about you, to see you, to pay tribute to you. And I thank Mark for setting this thing up.
Dave and I have known each other for over 40 years.
It's been my honor to count David Alexander as a close personal friend for almost 60 years.
Our friendship is now in its 65th year. 1954 was the beginning of our baseball careers at Broad Ripple High School in Indianapolis.
Coach, I just want to take this time just to thank you so much for providing me the opportunity to play for you and to get an education at Purdue University.
Coach Alexander, congrats. This is a wonderful night. Obviously honoring you for all that you've done as a coach, as a mentor, as an administrator. Someone has given so much time and generosity, to the baseball program, but also the athletic department.
In 1958, on to Purdue. We joined the same fraternity and played baseball for 3 years for some really good teams.
We first met the fall of my freshman year at Purdue, 1960, during fraternity rush, and David ultimately became my big brother in Phi Gamma Delta fraternity.
After graduation, I signed a contract with the Minnesota Twins, and you started a coaching career in high school, and then 14 years at Purdue, and actually signed my son to a scholarship, and he played 3 good years for you.
It was a pleasure working with Alex, first late in his coaching career and then as an administrator.
You believed in me more than anyone. When a lot of people thought that I couldn't do anything, you stuck with me. And I'll be forever indebted to you for that.
The Alexanders personify what it means to be a Boilermaker family. Mom and Dad, Coach Alexander, all Purdue folks, all deeply involved with the university throughout their entire lives. And we're incredibly grateful, Coach, that you made it your priority to allow Alexander Field to become a reality. The first-class venue that we now have for Purdue baseball is something that will impact our program for generations to come.
And there's 3 things that come to mind when I think of Dave Alexander. The first is some coffee breaks we took with Ed Carpick, Bob King, and Chester Caddis. We solved all the problems of the world.
Now, those of you who know David know that there's not much gray in his thinking. It's either right or it's wrong.
And probably the most memorable times were just sitting around talking baseball, whether it was Purdue baseball or Major League Baseball, sports in general, or even occasional politics.
I think back, 30 years ago as a player, how we used to love to watch you walk in to our meetings because you're the only person, who could blow shit to Coach Katie.
The second thing I remember are the golf matches we had. Dave was my partner against Bob DeMoss, George King, Joe Sexton, Joe Campbell. Those were great days.
And those days on the golf course, at one time Dave was the best putter in Tippecanoe County. Mark my words, even though when he was my partner, he not necessarily made all those putts for some reason. I'm not sure why.
2 highlights of these last 25 years have been knowing and playing golf with Coach Katie and having Ruth Ann, my wife, introduce you to your lady friend Carol, who has been with you now for several years.
David was a groomsman in my wedding, Friday night, September 1, 1967. So Dave thinks I need to relax on the day of my wedding, so he takes me to Hollywood Park and the horse races. We hadn't counted on how heavy the traffic was on Los Angeles freeways on a Friday night. We almost missed my wedding. My mother-in-law never forgave him. She was livid, and when she asked him, "Why are you late?" he said, "We were winning," as if that was a good answer.
And the third thing I remember about Dave Alexander are the trips we took up to Wrigley Field to watch the Cubs play.
On behalf of the Gene Katie posse, if you will, our trips to Champaign to watch Bruce's teams play with Matt.
Something you would always say to me when I got back to Purdue 14 years ago, and we were struggling, and we didn't win very many games that first couple years. And then we started to get it going, that you always said that you supported me win or tie. And then you really thought that was funny, and I really didn't think it was that funny.
So there's a lot of fun times that we can talk about, and just want to say this is a great moment for you and your family and Steve, your brother.
Your time here as a coach, as an administrator, impacted lots of lives in a positive way. And as we continue to to use the Alexander name on our field in that same impactful way, your legacy continues. So we appreciate that so very much.
Can't think of anyone more appropriate with Purdue Baseball to have his number recognized as we are tonight with number 24. And it's a pleasure to be here and honor Dave.
You know, you're just a true Boilermaker. I think that really sums it up for what you've been able to do.
But Coach, I just know that I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for you and for your belief in me. And I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations on this day. Take care, Coach. I love you.
Our parting words are always from me. David, I'm really glad you got to see me today. And your reply is always, the pleasure was all yours.
So Coach, you know, thanks, you know, really from all the men's basketball program and all the former coaches and all the former players.
You're the best. Congratulations.
Again, I wish I could be with you tonight, but I look forward to seeing you around the yard this spring. Boiler up, and thanks again, Coach Alexander.